going to discuss Avatar: The Last Airbender. Because this doesn't involve books, I thought I should film in front of my nice white wall and to add some decorations. Water, earth, fire, air. Long time ago, the Avatar was meant to do something. I can't remember the intro, but still, this took like no effort and I just wanted to add like a little something to the video. I am here to talk about Avatar. The trailer was only about half an hour ago that I watched the season final and I wanted to film a video talking about my feels, but I needed to do it and I'm literally hermiting in the corner of my room. I'm in the lounge room. I can actually film. I gotta be like symmetrical to this, but I can actually film in my lounge room while my parents are on the cruise. And this is also another video for my video a day in December, and I just really needed to talk about Avatar. Gonna be spoilers. If you've not watched the show Avatar: The Last Airbender, I do not recommend watching this video because I'm gonna be talking about a hell of a lot. It's gonna be a bit of an all over the place video and I'm kind of really still like, oh, after the season final. But anyway, if you haven't watched it, better go away now. But come back because I'll be around for more videos throughout the rest of the month. But let's get into it. I watched Avatar for the first time like in the last couple of months because I've been a bit busy. So I've been watching it, but then I've been really busy. Like I watched a season and a half in the last week because I was way too excited and I just would keep watching it. But I never watched it when I was younger. And even though I never watched it when I was younger, I still pretty much knew everything about the show. Like I knew about the characters and about the magic, and I just never watched the whole entire series. But I was never in the fandom as a kid really. I just, you know, if it was on TV I would watch an episode, and that was like most of those like shows when I was younger. I actually am really happy that I watched it at this point in my life because, oh my god, my cat's coming. Hello cat, come here, come here, come here. Say hello, say hello, hello, hello. You aren't on here very much. Look, say hello. Azzy. This is why I don't film. My cat is crying. Like, I'm not one of those real old fans of the show because it was just like, it's always been a thing, but I never watched it. I did see the movie, guys, and I do know that that is a horrible representation of the show. I am happy to say that I'm finally there. I finally know what's going on, and I'm just happy that I have watched it, and I feel like it's been better watching it as an adult. But there are so many things that I get now that I probably would have been like meh as a kid, and it is such a great show. It's that water tribe. So I really do like Katara and Sokka. Like I do like their characters. Katara's journey of like how she does get better at a waterbending, and she's northern tribe and they've got to go to the southern tribe for her to practice, and also so that Aang can practice. She just develops so well in the show, and like I do like that they always make fun of like her little hair thingies. Like that is something that I just think is great. And I like in the third season she has her hair in a different hairstyle and like the outfit she wears in the Fire Nation, but she's such a motherly character, and after her own mother did die because the Fire Nation came in and killed her, like she has always been so protective. And even though she is quite a serious person, like she does joke, but she is very much a serious person, she's still a great character. Even though she's only 14 though. I swear this show the characters were like much older than they actually are, and I'm like, you're 14, love, what? So I thought it was very interesting how her magic did develop over the series as well, in a sense, like even though she got her waterbending under control, the idea that she learned how to blood bend and then how to like take like water from her sweat and from the air and just from plants, like that was a really great development. But overall she's a great character. Sokka is just our comedic relief, man, because he is so funny and he's just the normal kid in the group because he can't do any type of bending, because by the end of it there's a bender of each type in the group and he's just the guy with the boomerang, and I just love Sokka so much. And like I do love his journey to the show. I'm pretty sure Sokka is 16 or 15, but he's like, you know, he's getting up there, so he's old enough. Like when he falls in love with that water tribe princess and he was really in love with her and she turned into the moon, and that was really bad. And like his relationship with Suki was great. Like I love the development of their friendship, and then like, you know, it wasn't for a while until they saw each other again, and then they were dating and they were happy, and I really enjoyed his relationships. Like he was a great relationship character in this show, and I just think Sokka, like his journey to is how he became like a really good sword master and got really good, and just for him to find his place in the world. Like his relationship with his dad as well was really amazing, so I love Sokka. I guess we should talk about Aang because he is the Avatar. Like I feel like Aang is my least favorite character. Like I know you're meant to like him because he's so awesome, but I can't get over the fact that there's this 12-year-old kid that meant to save the world and he just wants to play around and make jokes all the time. Like he is so not serious about anything, and it did get irritating by like season 3 when he still just wanted to go swimming or play around, and I'm like, people are literally dying, and then at the end when he's like, I don't want to do it, I don't want to kill him, and I'm like, dude, previous Avatar lives are telling you that you need to kill this guy because he's gonna ruin the whole world, and Aang's like, oh, I'm not gonna do it, mate. I'm like, oh my god, I just feel like he's so immature, and I just can't deal with him being how he is, he's really good at like mastering the skills and he does learn a lot, but it's just he always ends up doing the childish thing first. And I'm like, me as a 20-year-old, like, I can still be technically a young person and a child, but I just still feel that you should have just not have a 12-year-old man that needs to save the world. Like, I just, like, he's 13 by the end and I'm still like too young. Next, I guess we should talk about Toph. With Toph, I didn't like her at first because she was coming into the group and she was changing the dynamic and I'm like, what's happening? Like, why is there a new character in this group, man? And like, I was always, you know, Katara, Sokka, and Aang for so long that to have Toph turn up, but she's actually like so epic. Like, I love Toph now, but just at first it was hard getting used to it. But she's blind, but she's an earthbender and she uses like the earthbending through her feet to know where she is and what she's doing. Like, she still can't see, but she uses the earth to be able to see, and it's really interesting to have that arc with her, as well as like when she's in the air she finds it really difficult, or when she's on sand it's really difficult, and just the different ways that it changes and works. And then when she was able to do like metal bending, I was like, damn. But I really do like Toph, and she's also 12 and she is such a tough brutey type of character and she's just a lot of fun, I feel, and she makes great jokes and just like she's always trying to save everyone. And like when she talks about her family life and how her family was, and every time she gets really emotional with the people around her, it's such a great moment because it's just like she got a heart and I love her. She is literally the best earthbender ever, and I just, my god, like a blind girl. I can't even, like, the writers thought up such amazing characters with this show. We have to talk about Zuko, okay, because he is the reason I watch this show, because everyone knows about Zuko's redemption arc, everyone's a big fan of it, and I was ready for it. After reading redemption arcs and books and just craving them, I was like, I have to get Avatar, like, I have to watch it for Prince Zuko, and I just love him. Like, even from the beginning when he has his bloody top knot ponytail, like, my god, that is the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life, but I still love it. Like, he's still a good person even then, like, because he's trying to find the Avatar. It's all he's trying to do. Like, every time his uncle gives him wisdom, he takes it on and tries to like incorporate it into himself, and he wants to make sure his crew's okay, and he's very smart. And I just, like season 1, and then he was an outcast, he had so much growth in season 2, and even though ultimately at the end he still chose his sister, quite through season 3 he started to realize what was wrong and he left. And like the whole part of the show when he's trying to get in with the group, and it's just seeing him not being so angry all the time was so amazing. And like his rare smiles, and I just can't, like, I just could talk about Zuko in a video on his own, and I just, oh my god. And something I have to say, guys, is I will link this down below. There's this Tumblr post that I saw a couple of weeks ago when I was first watching the show, where this person strongly believes that Zuko is autistic. I stan this, okay? I absolutely stan this. There's so many things relating to his behavior, and because I read this post before I got way too into the show, I could see it. Definitely read the post so you can see it, because the person who wrote this post was an autistic person and they totally understood what was happening, and for them to be able to watch something and see someone that was like them was really cool. And I don't want to say too much because I don't want to get anything wrong here, but sometimes with autistic people, they have a one-track mind, so I can definitely relate to Zuko being all about finding the Avatar, because that's all he can think about, because he's like, if I get my Honda back, if I do this, if I do that, my father will love me again. And that's something that was always a part of him. And with his firebending, how he was always not as good at firebending as a lot of people, and even at the start of the season when we see him and he's 16, he's still working on the basics where most firebenders would be doing a lot better, and he never learned how to like do the lightning or the blue fire. And also you do notice a lot where he doesn't let people touch him if he doesn't want them to. Like, you see it where he just will like push them away, and he always trusts everything that people say. And he hears his uncle's proverbs, he definitely takes them on as truth, because that's what he always assumes, is people are going to be true to him and say the truth to him. That's why he would always believe Azula. Like when she said, we're bringing you back, and it was all just a big ploy, he instantly believed her, because that's just how he is. And after he releases Appa and then he has the like breakdown in a sense where he just passes out, that does happen if you are autistic and you go through and change. It can be very difficult for you because it's just too much going on, and you need to like just to get away from it for a second while your mind and body catches up with each other. I just stand it so much. Like, I just feel it in my soul. It's ever been confirmed with the show, but just from the way that he is written, it just definitely feels like that so much. I just have to talk about Azula here while I'm just on this trend here, but like, she is such an evil bitch, man. And like, they obviously had to write this character that was so evil and crazy, but it was very interesting. By the end of the 3rd season, when she had a mental breakdown, having both children have something sort of going on with them. You are born with it, but like having a father that doesn't nurture you and help you can really change how people react. And I mean, like a scene that I always absolutely loved with this show is when you see an episode with Zuko when he's younger, and you see Azula where she's really great with the firebending, and then Zuko wants to try and prove himself, so he tries to do it and he's trying to firebend, and then he falls over and then he kind of runs out crying, and then his mother follows him. It's just like, I failed, and her mother's just like, no, I loved everything that you did. And then she goes to Azula and she's just like, why is she such a monster? That you definitely see that Zuko's mother loved him more, but Zuko's father loved Azula more. So you have favoritism in this family, and it's a very hard environment for two children to live in. And Azula, I always thought was the older sibling, but she's actually only like 13 or 14 or something, and I was kind of shocked about that. But I just think Azula, like, she's such a crazy character, and she's just been so angry her whole life that she just doesn't trust anyone. And even her best friends, she uses fear to try and get them, because May and I never forget the other chick's name, like I think it starts with an A, but like they were by her side, but then, you know, the minute that she got too rude or too horrible, that they flipped, like they just went against her. Whole relationship with this whole family, and for Zuko to be able to break away from them and to actually be okay, it was crazy. And the scene too when he goes to his uncle and he has to be like, I'm so sorry, like I didn't know what I was trying to do, and I'm so sorry that I did this to you. And then for his uncle to then hug him straight away, and Zuko to be like, how can you forgive me? Because he just doesn't understand how that can be such an easy change. And I just, I also have to talk about this too. So I knew that Zuko and May were going to get together, because like they were talking about it when they were little kids, and then like, you know, when May came in, they were all like, oh, where's Zuko? I also got a cup of tea, mate. Fireproof and bitch queen, yes. Knew this was gonna happen. So when it went from season 2, they're going away and they're off on the boat, and like, you know, the whole thing's been ruined, to being on the boat again a few weeks later and Zuko and May are just suddenly together. I was so annoyed, because I'm like, wanted the development of where it happened. Like, I know it's an animated show and I gotta accept it, but they were suddenly just kissing and together, and like they're very cute. I love that scene where she's all there like, oh my god, orange is such a horrible color, and he's just like, I love the way that you hate the world, and she's like, I don't hate you, and he's like, I don't hate you either. I was like, ah! I just love their relationship. And like when he leaves though, and then she's just like, you broke up with me. I'm like, he didn't break up with you, he's left, he's gonna come back. She's so dark and just moody all the time. She's just like, ugh. She's so emo is what she is. I really did like that when she's saving Zuko, and then they're like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm saving the boy who dumped me. Oh, and I just love that. And that scene too when she's just like, I love Zuko more than I fear you, Azula. And I was like, whoa, chills. Literal chills. They're out to bloody destroy her, and then the other chick goes bam 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 and does all the pressure point things. Like, that was so cool. Like, they don't have fire bending abilities though too, but she knows where to touch people so that they stop bending. And I was like, damn, like I mean, like there's so much that they put into this show that's so incredibly awesome, and I just can't believe that they would have thought of so much of this stuff. And I'm like, I really don't like Katara and Aang, man. That was so forced. Like, so forced. Like, every other relationship's fine. I am on Team Katara, because Zuko and Katara would have been the ultimate hate to love romance, and they could have been so good together. And there's so many times when it was working, and the scene, like the hugs that they would have, and when he was always protecting her at the end, he nearly had Azula, and he just sees that Katara's about to go, and he jumps in front of her so that she doesn't get hurt. Like, you should have been together. Even though I do really love Zuko and May, like that's a cute relationship, I cannot deal with Aang and Katara, because I just don't like it. And I mean, especially that he's only 12 and she's 14. It's too young for him to be thinking about that stuff, and he's had a crush on her the whole time, and I'm just like, oh my god. And like, they literally kiss so much in the show, and I just didn't expect that. That scene though when like he kisses her and she's just like, oh my god, Aang, like I don't know what I feel, like don't kiss me. I'm just like, ugh. Like, it just feels so forced. Like, there's no chemistry. Like, at least there's chemistry between Zuko and May, but there is seriously, like, no chemistry between those characters, and I just really don't like that they got together at the end, and I'm just like, god damn. You could have had such an amazing relationship, and you stuffed it by making that happen. And just to say, some of my favorite episodes are seriously centered around Zuko, because I do love the episode Zuko Alone, having the memories from when he was younger getting revealed, and how he was such an innocent little baby. Like, he was so precious, and he just had to get raised by such a shit bitch. I just love that episode. And another episode I really loved was the one on the beach when they go to that party and they're playing the game of volleyball, and Zuko's there just like psh, with his cape, and they're bloody decking them in this game of volleyball, and Zula's like, yes, you were never gonna win at anything again, you bloody peasants. And I was just like, Zuko was getting really annoyed at May because she's like, you don't even feel anything, and she's just like, you're too possessive, and then they're arguing, and then they're all arguing, and then they're all getting angry at each other and at themselves, and then they're back together by the end. But I just love Zuko related episodes, and any episode where Zuko is like getting better, I love it. Like, I just love him. And the episode 2 where he goes and saves Aang from that general because he's like, bitch, you ain't getting the Avatar, he mad. And then like he rescues Aang and he's doing his whole cool, like that's the thing with Zuko. Like, even though he might not have the best fire bending abilities, like have great abilities, like at the end when he's having that showdown with his sister, it was pretty epic. He is really good at just jumping off things and using those twin swords, man. Like, he has some really epic abilities where it's just like during the eclipse, he would have been fine to deck some people, man. I really like that it happened during the eclipse, and he goes up to his dad and he's like, hey dad, I'm leaving and I ain't coming back, and I don't care what you say, and I don't care about your honor, like shove it up your ass, and I'm going to be with the Avatar. And his dad's like, ain't gonna fight this eclipse, are you? And I was just like, yeah. Another thing I love about the show is how old characters always seem to re-emerge. Like, we see one character in an episode and they do take precedence in an episode. We always see him come back. Sometimes it was a shock to be like, oh, they're back! This person's back! And I just love it. Oh my god, I also forgot to mention, like, my favorite episode of the whole thing was when they watched a play about themselves, and it was so funny, like, to see the way that they did it. Like, having Aang being played by a girl, having Toph, like, this massive ass dude, and like Zuko's character, and like this scene, I thought it was so funny, but it should have been when like Jet like died because he got hurt, and he's like saying to Katara, I'm gonna be fine, and then Toph's like, he's lying. But it was really funny because he gets hit by this rock and then he's under the rock, and Zuko's like, did Jet just die? And they're like, it was really unclear, and I'm like, you don't know? Like, it's just that whole episode was hilarious. Character moments in that episode too that were just like amazing. I really do like how the show ended though, where Zuko was like the Fire Lord and everything's all happy, and then he just goes down to jail and he's just like, you're gonna tell me where my mum is, to his dad. And I'm like, what is this cliffhanger? Because the Legend of Korra is the next Avatar, so Aang's obviously dead, and that's a bit sad. But like, what is leaving this on this cliffhanger? This is another thing, right? Because after Avatar, they brought out comic books, right? Like, they brought out about like 20 comic books saying you should read them to like know stuff, but they're expensive. Can I just go to the Legend of Korra, or is it really recommended that I read these comic books? Because like, really the main thing I'm excited about is Zuko finding his mum, because when she died it was so sad, and then you find out that she was only banished, and I was like, what? She protected him because the Fire Lord was like, you gotta kill your son. And Usai is like, oh yeah, I'll just go do that. And the mother was just like, bitch, I know information about you, I could spill some tea. And then like, she got banished, and then Zuko's just really sad, and because he didn't have his mother there to nurture him, it was all shit, man. So like, I don't know, do I need to read these comic books? Is it gonna be bad if I don't? Am I still gonna know what's happening in Legend of Korra? And also, what's gonna be the villain in the Legend of Korra? Because what else is gonna go wrong in the world? Because they're not gonna have the Fire Nation attack. Aang's just gonna father a whole heap of like airbenders and shit. Like, is this what's gonna happen here? Like, I don't know what's going on. How like Zuko's mother, her grandfather was Avatar Roko, so she is like related to an Avatar, and like that went into Zuko, and I'm just like, oh my god, like I've been filming for so long. I'm so sorry if no one wants to hear me talk about the Avatar, but I just needed to talk about it. I think I've covered mostly everything I need to talk about. Hopefully you enjoyed this discussion video, because I got really heated there at the end, like damn. But anyway guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!